Good morning, everybody. I promised you a video. I think this will probably be the first of many times I'll be speaking to you in the months or the weeks ahead, because we're all in new territory. I think the natural response in all of us is to be nervous, to be frightened, and how can we not be? But what I wanted to share with you this morning in our first time together is something that is really very true. And so I want you to settle in and think about something, and that's, in a very real sense, we've been prepared for this time. If we look back in the last years, think of the spiritual journey we've been on together. We've been braced for something to happen. Something was coming. If we think about the conversations we've had, we could feel something in the air. Something was changing our lives. And now that something has happened. I'm going to share something with you. Last June, I was with a friend of mine in, where was I? Florida, but it doesn't matter. And I had one of those download epiphanies that's characteristic of the way I receive guidance. And in that kind of instantaneous way that things kind of come together for me, I got that all life breathes together. And I just didn't get that. I really got it. And I'm trying to figure out how to look at you, because I know you're not here, and I don't know where you are, but I'm trying to figure out how to look at the camera, and I hope it doesn't bother you that my eyes are here and there, but it doesn't matter. I'll get it down as the months go ahead. But here's the thing. As I looked at that, what I realized really in my blood and in my bones was that I've been writing this book of prayer, which is done and hopefully will be in your hands sometime this year. And I've been spending months writing prayers, months in this kind of retreat, months pulling my thoughts and work together. And I understood that a new type of spirituality was emerging, one that should unify our understanding of how our health works, of that our biology, our bio-spiritual nature is one with the earth, that we have a bio-spiritual ecology within us, that we breathe with the earth, that the divine is an organic system that is breathing within all life. And one of the great truths that downloaded into the whole of us in the last decades was that we create our own reality. And somehow that's going to be a core of an emerging theology as we work our way through a crisis that is not going to reconcile itself without our help. So how do we move that? How do we move that together? We have to rely on maybe our soul's immune system, that we have an inner net that we have to activate through prayer, by linking ourselves together. I created the idea of a rosary circle, and I know the rosary circle sounds like a Catholic thing, but it's not. We have prayer beads are part of many world religions. Buddhists have prayer beads, Hindus have prayer beads, but the idea, I originally started it for just a small circle of friends, but then it started to spiral, and people were calling me up and asking me and emailing me if they could be part of it. So I just opened it up to everybody, because the idea is that we all pray together at the same time. Anyway, your tradition or your inner journey is comfortable in prayer. And that's at 3 o'clock every Friday afternoon, Central Standard Time. But, and let me say something. that then coordinating to 3 o'clock Central Time in the United States became, well, I don't pray. I mean, that's the middle of the night for me. And then I thought, well, that's if you stuck to 3 o'clock wherever you are, we would end up with having someone in prayer at all hours on Friday, which became an extraordinary thought to me. So that's going to be prayer time. And it's actually a very extraordinary hour, if you thought about that. So I'm going to be sending out prayers, sending out video guidance and thoughts and conversations with you through the weeks ahead. I mean, let's face it, we've got no place to go. We're all on sort of a quarantine. Let's make it a quarantine holy retreat together. And as a beginning, I've chosen a prayer that I've written, and I hope in these months ahead that we'll become a kind of a sacred community. I think we have to rely on each. Sorry about that. I think we have to rely on each other. Because that's all we've got is each other. We have to find that sacredness in each other. So I'm going to read a prayer to you, and it's something that I hope will be inspiring. And so just settle in. Just settle in and close your eyes. Lord, just when I think I'm filled with faith and all things are as they should be in my life, something happens. Within seconds, doubt erupts inside of me, and I'm asking you, how can this happen? And I fully expect an answer. But what do I expect to hear from you? Time and again, I've reflected upon other moments or other days in my life when doubt has taken a hold of the wheel of my reality. Like some bold teenager, I review how I cycled through panic and spent sleepless nights praying for an explanation. I wonder how many times I've asked you, how can this happen? And I can truthfully say that you've never once given me a direct response, but you have responded. I can also truthfully say your silence forces me to wait, to observe, to come to the realization each time that I'm not in charge of all the countless events that make up the journey of my life, much less the lives of others. I'm not in charge of anything. Your silence has allowed me to observe changes unfolding in the lives of others, not just mine. How can these and other events happen? But apparently they must. Change clears debris. Change moves us forward. Change is the nature of life. Lord, I know I'm going to panic again and again, and I will ask that question of you. How many times, I don't know. At least remind me when I do that each time life has moved on, rebirth has happened, and joy always returns. Thank you, everybody, and hold tight. Hold tight. All my love to you.